I can't believe I'm in the middle of Africa right now. I mean, this is like beyond belief.
Climbing Kilimanjaro is a very difficult task.
The physical and the mental throughout the whole climb was really hard.
I think Karam is one of the most sincere and honest organization that's really deal with the tragedy that's going on in Syria. And just coming out of their heart. They're not looking for anything else but helping these kids and women.
This Climb with Karam Foundation, it's really special for me because it's different than any climb. I did lots of climb for cancer, for education, for lots of stuff, but this is about the Syrian refugee.
When you have something like climbing a mountain, climbing Kilimanjaro, and you can rally around that, it's a lot easier to get noticed and get donations and make people more aware that something bad is going on in Syria. So it's the best way that I can think of to help probably what I think is one of the biggest humanitarian crises in the world.
And I see this climb, because if you compare what's happened with refugees, you know, moving every day with the tent and moving your stuff and emptying your sleeping bag, putting your mattress, you know, the food you eat and you're not used to eat before, walking every day for 6-8 hours, the cold that everyone is suffering from, that's the struggle that Syrian refugees has been experiencing.
Sleep is miserable. You can't sleep. You know, sleeping in the tent, in the cold, I mean, it's freezing cold. You can't get comfortable. There's no way you can get comfortable on a tiny small mattress with a thin things on top of you. It's really hard.
You know, living in a tent and trying to constantly adjust to just needing the bare minimum, and in a way it kind of always makes me think of the refugees who live in tents and how they live. And you know, for me, I know that I'm going home in a few days and this will be in the past, but for them, some of them, they can't see an end in sight, and that makes me more determined to make it to the summit and really just make this a great success to help them improve their lives.
I haven't had any experiences like this in a very long time. I'd say it's more of a mental than a physical challenge.
Actually, climbing the mountain is work. It requires perseverance, it requires consistency, it requires that you're walking with a certain rhythm. So there's a lot of focus and attention to this kind of path that you're meandering in, which actually is an attention into yourself.
You know, the long hikes, 4, 5, 6 hours, 7-hour hikes, you get to get lost in yourself sometimes and really take a perspective of what's important in life.
So this whole week on all of us, it really changed how much you should really appreciate what you have.
It gives you a lot of time to really think about how you want to approach the world, and how you want to be a global citizen, and how you want to leave an impact.
Summit night was the hardest thing I have ever done, probably will ever do in my entire life. Walking at high altitude, you're walking so slow and you feel like you're walking so slow, but at the same time you feel like you're sprinting full speed. And so it's just like, imagine doing that for 6 hours in the dark up a hill. It's intense.
And every step you took, it was a mental and physical effort.
I did not expect it to be that hard, and the only thing that kept me going is thinking about all these refugees who had to leave their hometown and home country and cross borders with only few things on their back, go through the cold, in the dark, with nothing else with them. That really made, you know, the last 100 meters much easier than I thought.
When you think you're pushing your body, it's really like your brain that you're pushing and your mentality. It was like another physical challenge that like my body and my brain worked in unison to get me to this point that I wanted to get to.
Well, we raised so far over $135,000 with 9 people, which is really amazing. And the money was for really the Karam house that we built in Turkey, help sponsor a lot of kids, take them out of child labor and put them back to school. So every penny, every dollar that we raise, it's really changed somebody's life.
money that will help children hopefully find their passions in such desolate and dire circumstances and just learn, because there's nothing greater than really the power of knowledge.
A once-in-a-lifetime experience for me that could change a lifetime of experiences for multiple families through the Karam Foundation and this fundraiser.
And it makes sense, like Karam means generosity, but it really is like the foundation itself is the gift that keeps on giving. And so I think that's what makes Karam special.
Just the fact that everyone came together to support this cause and did really well, and we supported each other and it felt like a family.
Once you are part of the Karam family, you're always part of the Karam family.